everyone's favorite memory, or at least mine, is always that one segment you guys did in Pidgin.
Oh,
It was one Pidgin.
yes.
I think it was a pickup line one.
Oh, yes.
I think
it was
those
a pigeon,
clips went pretty viral.
Pigeon pickup lines with me, Keahi, and Ben. And we didn't even want to do it. Like, our producer was like, guys, there's this survey out there that says, that like Hawaiian Pidgin is like the sexiest, accent, right? And I was like, okay. So he's like, oh, what would you guys want to try? Do your best Pidgin pickup line? And I was like, are you serious? And Keahi's like, oh, this could go really wrong, And I was like, oh, I know, man. He's like, Steph, do you want to? I was like, yeah, why not, man? I mean, let's just have some fun. And then Ben's like, yep, I got mine already. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this opportunity, actually.
I was like, oh, wow, okay. And then like, Keahi and I were like, oh, we're so nervous. And then like commercial break like came like before we were supposed to do it. And he's like, I don't know, guys, like is there a lot of time to fill or something? Like, let's just scrap this. Like
abort mission.
I was like, Keahi, we gotta go all in, and he's like, oh my God.
Full commitment.
Yeah, he's like, oh my God, I don't know. And they're like 5, 4, 3, 2. And we're like, oh, okay, did you guys know that? And we're like saying the story. And then it came to my turn. And I was just like, in my head, I was like, there's no backing out. We just gotta go. And so I just went. Jump. And then when I went, it's like, I think Keahi had no idea I was going to go all in, like that hardcore. He was like, what the heck? And it like caught him off guard. And he's like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. Oh man, this is, and then so then he went and then Ben went. And then it was just, we didn't realize that it was that funny, but
well, I think it's you see the people on the news and you're just reading these stories, so it showed a lot more personality, and you have your little banter on the side, but like that was just totally different seeing that on the news in Pidgin, and I think that's what people love.
I don't know. I think some people are kind of like, kind of cringe, bro. Like,
well, I enjoyed it. Yeah. I think people can find anything cringy if they, it's like it's only awkward if you think it's awkward.
Right. Kind of thing. Yeah. No, we had fun. We
had
fun.
Do you remember what you said?
Oh, are you opening the door for me to do it again?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, wow, Lao. You so akamai. And look at your muscles. You so thick. What you doing after this? Get chance.
Works every time. Woo. Try it out, people.
Okay, now you got to do Keahi's if you remember Keahi's.
Was it something about like a lifted? Which one? How it started? And let me see if I remember. What did he say? What did he start off with?
Honey girl, you don't want from the macadamia box.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I don't remember. I remember it being really funny. It's just one of those things. Sometimes you forget what people said, you forget what they do, but you never forget how they made you feel.
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so true. That is so true. Yeah. Yes.
I think mine would be like, "Hey, honey girl, you get boyfriend." That's all. Yeah. What? Okay, you like one?
You're like, oh my God.
Something like that, or yeah.
And then you're gonna do the pointing one.
Yeah. Hey, you like lifted yoras? Because I know more on lifted yora. I get a hybrid truck. You like 40 miles per gallon. You go drive around tantless, up, down, choke times.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I think that's it always works, people. Trust us.
That truck.
Yeah. Yeah, but you must have a lot of fun at the news, and you like you said, you have a great team. You've been doing it for so long, so the cohesiveness is just at level 100.
The cohesiveness, the opportunities, and I'm going to get another opportunity. I mean, recently I traveled to China, and I did a whole series called Journey to China, Hawaii's Connection.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and so it's kind of interesting because when my photographer and I went, we were like super nervous to go because you hear all these things like evil China, don't go there, and it was the first time that they were opening up since the pandemic. And so I just remember when we first got to the airport and we had to go through customs. And then we were like, at first I was like watching my photographer go, Corbin, and then he went up and then it was taking long. And then the guy behind the counter looked super serious and was just staring at him. And then like Corbin's just like kind of like looking down and like putting his hands in his pocket. And then there was like, that was like my turn, like next, so then I came up and then I was just like, trying to smile or make like a happy face. But then I was like, but he was like all serious. So I was just like, just like being all serious too. And then he like taps at my passport, and I was like, hmm? And then this translator came in, and she's like, your job, what is your job? And I was like, oh my God. I was like, journalist. And then he like talked to her, and she's like, where is your paper? Where is your invitation from the government? And then I was like, it should be there. Because basically the Chinese Chamber of Commerce of Hawaii helped facilitate this. So you have to get permission. So anyways, long story short, after I was cleared, I was like covered in sweat because I was like so nervous.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, this is just, wow, this was really nerve wracking, but it was so eye opening. I mean, it's like after that, you know, I came to see just like the people to people relationship, and that's kind of what broke through all the stereotypes, I guess, and the fear that I had, and the thoughts of like China. It was definitely not what I was expecting. They're just like every other, you know, human being. They want to be loved. They want to be happy. They're curious about new people, curious about learning new things. And they were curious about our photographer because he was haole, right? Yeah. So they hardly see, you know, Caucasians in their country, obviously. And so they were just all wanting to take selfies with him and like take pictures with him, shaking his hand and like, oh, can I visit you? Where do you live? And all that stuff. So, yeah, it was really eye-opening.